Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Evening Talks with Merit and Ify. My name is Merit, and today Ify is not in the studio with us. She is unavoidably absent. However, we have Peculiar with us today, and the beautiful thing is, this is the third time Peculiar is joining us on our show. So, Peculiar, how are you doing today?
I'm very, very fine. I'm glad to be back again.
I mean, the last time you came, we had such an amazing time, and today I'm very looking forward, or rather, I'm looking forward to what we're going to be discussing. So, to our listeners, today we're going to be talking on the topic situationship and dating in the Christian world. I repeat, situationship and dating in the Christian world. Peculiar, I feel like a lot of people have been in a situationship before, and or rather, the worst thing is sometimes you not even realize when you've entered. You just discover that you're in it already. So you just discover that, oh, you're always talking to this person. You guys are always talking about something. You're telling them about your day. There is their constant communication, but then it is not defined. You don't even know what you guys are doing. There's no clear communication on what exactly is this thing that we're doing. And then I think dating, on the other hand, is something that is, you guys intentionally agree and say, oh, we are in a relationship. So there is a purpose for it, and there's the intentionality, the effort that is put in place. So I think situationship is not defined, while dating is defined. That's what I think.
Yeah. True. Because if we are talking situationship, it's all deals with definition of whatever you are in and clarity. Clarity is always there, and when you are with somebody, it's always starts from friends. We are friends, and we become closer than friends. It's situationship is the situation where we are just more than friends, but we are not just there yet as this is my partner. No defined space or no defined title for whatever you eat. So it's you are just there, and you'll be like, this is my friend, and okay, we are together, and we vibe 247, or we talk. There's always the communication. There's always constant. And it's always constant. By time over time. And at the end of the day, it always happens that emotions is always mixed. You get when emotions mix into it, it becomes a situationship, and it's more like a talking stage that lasts for
prolonged.
Like my friend sent me a meme and was like, any talking stage that lasts for more than 2 weeks is already a situationship. You get so like no, think about it. I mean, you are talking, although one thing why I didn't really stand with it is that okay, when you want to enter into a relationship, you should have your defined goals. You should already talk to this particular person that okay, this is what I want, this is what I stand for, this is my belief, this. And you should even probably be adding some part of your future in the conversations you get. But then you are with this person that you have probably had all this conversation with, but you are not yet in that relationship. You are not yet in that space. You are just together. I like this person, and okay, where is it?
What are we exactly?
Like, do we have, like, even talking about our individual goals now, do we have any goals, any common goals? Like, because
common values.
Clarity deals with you coming with your clear mind, me coming with my clear mind. This is what we want to achieve. You get. So now that's how situationships happen. And so many people don't really know they're in a situationship, and they will end up finding out maybe when they're in a better relationship, when they're with a better person, and they see this person that just know what he wants or what she wants, and go after what they want. You get. So now they will not be like, oh wow, I was in a really terrible situationship. Like I was just there in that space, and that was it. You get. And sometimes they usually used to know, because it's always one person being ready and the other person not being ready. You get. When it comes to dating, you know that okay, I'm ready, you are ready. Of course, the guy asks the lady out, and she accepts, and they know that okay, this is it. And anyway, they go, okay, we are official. This is my boyfriend, this is my girlfriend, and this kind of thing. But situationship, they will see you guys out there as
you're dating.
Like you're dating. People will be like, I know this people are dating. But you guys know that you are not
There's
dating.
Nothing there.
There is nothing there. It's just, I would like a terrible position.
It's a terrible position.
It's a very, very terrible space, because emotions are being flown. Emotions in the mix. When you are now bringing friendship and bringing emotions in it, it just puts you in this terrible position, basically.
Honestly, I don't think anyone should be in situationship. It's not a good place to be in. So to our listeners, and you're listening to us, please don't be in a situationship. In fact, if you are in one already, I want to advise you to please just come out. However, you already heard what Peculiar said. This is a time where, or rather, it's a situation where you guys now are more than friends. So you are always talking, but then it is not defined. People don't know what are you exactly. Are you people known to be dating, or people just know you to be dating? But between the both of you, you know that you're not dating. So then, what is now the essence? Because it's just known by other people, or between yourselves, there is nothing there. So there is no need for it, really. And I think there are a lot of signs. Like people should know that when they see this sign, they should know that they are in a situationship. So to you now, Peculiar, personally, what do you think are the signs you would see when you are in a situationship, or if you are in a situationship?
Yeah, so obvious signs in situationship that I've even started. First of all, when I see there's emotions in mix, it gets when I see there's emotions in mix, like I'm sitting down and I'm thinking about this particular person. Why was I even thinking about this particular person? I mean, this is somebody I hang out with. One or two times it come on my mind, but when I think about you and my heart is racing. So whatever you are doing, if you are looking at this person and anytime you think about this person, you have this just it's probably might not be there yet.
Yeah.
Like you're just starting to like the person, but when you now see that okay, there's this emotions mix coming from the person you are with and you guys know it's obviously there, like it is obvious, then you know that okay, it's getting somewhere. But then it now gets to the point where you are ready and the person is not ready. Know that you're in a situationship automatically because
Sure.
it's always have to do with I am not ready, you are ready. Okay, give me time. Okay, we are ready to talk about this, talk about this. Can you hold on?
Yeah.
And be like, there is nothing really bad. Okay, we are matured enough to date, right? Or rather, we are talking about in Christian world now. Let's say two matured adults get coming together and they have talked about their plans, talk about everything, and the ladies usually, it's mostly the Christian guys that always used to fall into this situationship problem, and the girls are always at the back end of
Yeah.
the after drama of situationship.
Sure.
Because now in church, you meet this lady, you guys talk, and you guys are there, and you guys are friends, and you guys just keep on
Become so
talking,
close.
communication. You come to church and you make sure you will sit together, and you just know that the emotions is going there. You guys are all matured to be in a relationship, and you even started talking about all this conversation, and you now become, I will not say real because sometimes you sit down and hope
That something comes out.
yes, something comes out of it.
Yeah.
Like you just instead of communicating,
You are
it's
just
completely.
hoping,
You are just
yes.
hoping that let's just go with the vibe. Let's see how it
I
comes
think
out.
that hoping is for the girl's part, whereby
Yeah.
she's now hoping, okay, the guy should ask me out, the guy should ask me, and she'll keep hoping and hoping.
Yeah, you keep hoping and hoping, but the guy at the guy just be like, let's just see how it goes. I mean, we're going like we are going there. We are going to be in that. You get so it's just all the emotion mix. Once I see emotions mixing it, one person's ready, one person not ready. The lady is always the ones
That is
always
ready.
being ready. Okay?
Yeah.
Although it can still happen to guys, I won't say just the ladies. It can
Sure,
happen
to
both
balance
ways.
it, right?
You get to balance it, but then one person is just ready and the other person is not ready. And
You see, for the part of one person being ready and another person being ready, I think that now leads me to even another sign I used to see in situationship, right? Which is unfulfilled expectations. Because the person now that is ready would be having this expectation, oh, he's going to do this, she's going to do this, he's going to ask me out, he's going to call me out on a date, all these plenty expectations. But because the other person is not ready, that person will keep falling, failing the expectations.
Yeah,
We will never fulfill the expectations. So you're listening to us right now, and maybe you have someone in your corner that is not fulfilling all those expectations you have. You guys are always talking. The emotions are there. Because one thing with situationship is both parties like each other. Sometimes,
definitely.
in fact, most times they like each other, and just like you mentioned, one person is not ready while the other person is ready. So that's what is causing the delay for it to be progressed into now a real relationship. So I think unfulfilled expectations is one of the signs to know when you are always having these expectations of, oh, will he ask me out, will she agree to me, or stuff like that, or is he going to call me today, and the person just keeps failing your expectations. Just know that you are already in a situationship.
So talking about the expectation part, right? Aside from expecting the person will call you out or ask you out rather. So the expectation of like I use the church. There's expectations, but because emotions is mixed,
Yeah.
it becomes a situation. It becomes a problem. So of course he likes me, I like him. I would expect that for now we want to build this level of intimacy. Intimacy is also involved when you have. Sometimes you get intimate, and the type of intimacy I'm talking about is you want to be around each other every time, and you're coming to
Always
church, you
talk
want
to
to
other.
sit with the person. But because the person is not ready, you'll be like, if I don't see you, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
And you will now come to church and you'll be like, how far? Where are you? On my way. Are you in church? Oh, I'm in church. Where are you? I'm sitting in this way. We'll be like, I thought
We're
it's
supposed to sit
like,
together.
we are supposed to
To
sit. That's how the expectation
Yeah.
is not being met.
Sure.
You get so you know that you're in a situationship and you need to like her. So another thing is I don't think it's no commitment. Like obviously one person does not just commit. The other person is willing to drop down this, drop down this, drop down this, am I this, am I this, and just want to be with this person.
Yeah.
You can just that I just use the example of wanting to sit with the person in church, in service. Not in church, or you want to go out with the person, you want to hang
You
out
always
with the
want
person.
to be with the
You
person.
want to be with the person. You will now end up like just giving all your time to the person.
Yeah.
That means committing.
Mhm.
When you say committing, you are giving all your time, giving all your resources, and you're committing the person. The person that is not ready would not want to be in that space.
Yeah.
He does not want. He might not even notice it. It's not even committing. It's
Because
not
to
just
him
ready
it's
for it.
like a normal thing. Like
Yeah.
there's
So
no
yeah,
need.
it's very, very, very distinct dire when it comes to situations. And when you are talking about situationship and their signs, you get at the end of the day, they are always dangerous to situationship.
Actually.
They are always back ends.
Mhm.
And let me go back to the first point I thought I dropped, which is the Christian brother and the Christian sister. So now for the Christian sister, they end up having this at the end of the day when they see that it's not working out,
Yeah.
when they finally pull out
Sure.
from relationship because of the emotion that has been poured into the commitment, your time, your resources.
Yeah.
You get, and sometimes they end up having to break down their values to be with this person. Sometimes your purity, you get, depending your intimacy purity, you get, or you have done things like this that you would never have done if you were on your own, but because you like this person, I wanted it to happen. These things. So it's after all the emotions put into it, and one thing women, they have more emotions
Yeah.
than men, so they end up having this terrible heartbreak. They end up having this very, very terrible heartbreak, and she just keep on wondering, like, why? And why did I put all my time into this
Yeah.
relationship? Assuming I was on my own,
It wouldn't have happened. My heart will
Yeah.
still be intact.
but then you now like put all the whole energy. Like I put it like one person is on 100% energy,
Yeah.
and the other person is like
20.
20. Do you see? So sometimes zero, you don't even get anything back because it's usually a one-sided thing.
Yeah.
You don't get, but it can also be like a 50, 90 or
It
50,
depends.
100 relation. Like this person is putting it, but he knows that it's not just ready. Like, guys will always come up with the excuse that, let me first make money before I talk about relationship.
Yeah.
And it will be like, I like you, I love you. And you keep on saying this,
But you're
to
not
this
committing.
person, I used to say spawn trap. They are keeping this person in this same loop, and you're not even committed. You're just telling the person, I love you, just keeping the person. Why don't you just be clear with yourself?
Yeah.
Tell yourself the truth. I am not ready. You guys should discuss about it. At the end of the day, like if I am seeing something like that goes, I will just tell my brother, see, I don't want emotions to be involved in this type of friendship. Clearly, sometimes I will just totally withdraw. You will be like, why are we not talking again? Like, or people will be like, we have been close, and people will be like, why are we not talking? Of course, I know that emotions is already added. If it's for my side, I know it's not coming from the other person. Of course, I observe. I know I don't want to be on the end of.
Yeah.
Yes, so I observe. I will just withdraw. I will just withdraw myself. Why are we not talking? And if it's coming from the person, and I know I'm not ready for it, same thing. Just withdraw. So I don't know.
Okay, so if you're just joining us, this is Evening Talks with Merit and Ify, and my name is Merit, and I'm here with Peculiar, and today we're talking on situationship and dating in the Christian world. And we've established the signs, the things you need to look out for to know if you're in a situationship. And one of them is no clear definition.
Yeah.
There's no clear definition of what you guys are actually doing. There is no commitment. the emotions are not mutual, or rather it's not being reciprocated. So that's when you see all these signs, you should know that you are in a situationship. And now we've gone further to tell you the dangers of situationship, because the truth is situationship does a lot of harm to us. We don't even realize how much harm it does to us sincerely, because you think that, oh, possibly something will happen, but at the end of the day it doesn't happen, and you're just left hanging, and you're now, bearing all the pain that comes with it. So this is why we're actually talking about this, so that you would know that if you are in a situationship, and the best solution is to leave. So we're still on the dangers of situationship, and honestly, I think one of the things that situationship does to us, it gives you this emotional attachment to the point that, when, just like you mentioned, the Christian brother and the Christian sister. So imagine now the Christian brother and the Christian sister, they're always talking every night, every day. They're telling themselves about their day, how their day went, their new plans for their life. Yeah, there's this bond that now comes in, and emotionally they become so attached, because you know how something happens in your life, and then the first person you want to tell is that Christian brother or the Christian brother. You're already attached emotionally, and sincerely, to now start detaching yourself is really hard. Like, it's really hard, because you now have to now put deliberate measures, which would be painful. Because imagine when you're always talking to somebody every day, and then suddenly you guys don't talk anymore. It's going to pain you, sincerely. That's why it's very important not to be in a situationship, because if I think leaving a situationship is even harder than entering one, because you're now already emotionally attached. There's now this bond, there's now this connection, and then when you're now trying to detach from it, it now becomes really, really painful. And trust me, you don't want your heart to be broken. So if you're listening to us right now, and then you have someone in your life that you're so emotionally attached with, but then there is no clear definition of who that person is in your life, because we earlier mentioned that situationship is more than friends, more than friendship. So you guys have moved past that friendship stage. But then what are you guys exactly? And then you are emotionally attached to that person.
What are you guys exactly?
What are you need to be worried for the sake of your heart, sincerely. You need to come out of that situationship. Like, you need to, if not, you're going to be heartbroken. Honestly, I feel like that's one of the dangers for me.
That's heartbroken is always at the back end of everything. That guy gets heartbroken, and the girl, whoever puts more energy or
Yeah.
more emotions, gets heartbroken. And looking at it from the faith lens, it gets. I feel like we need to avoid this and every other thing. We should look at it. There should be setting of boundaries.
Yeah.
You should set. I don't know. So now, like I mentioned while I was talking about the dangers, you might drop so many social things. There are so many things you stand for that you would want to drop. You get for this person you want to be with. You get if you don't have boundaries to what you can drop down for a person, you will definitely end up in so many situationships.
Yeah.
You get so now you should know. Okay, me and especially we are already talking, we're already entering into this stage. I mean, it's looking like something's going to get serious after this. What are the boundaries around this? Because you might end up being in a situationship where you guys end up falling into this or that. I don't know. I don't
Okay.
even understand.
Yeah.
You get as me you set boundaries from the start.
It will not even happen in the
It
first
would
place.
not even happen. So now my friend was telling me that why he even avoid relationship total, why he has never dated, is that he sets principled boundaries around him. Like once he see that it is getting to this point with this lady, he quickly withdraws
To avoid anything.
to avoid it. So now setting healthy boundaries is good for yourself, not for the person. And of course, if you are seeing this a situationship or it's something that is looking to relationship, you should also still talk about boundaries. People avoid the hard conversations. That's why they end up being inside the situationship.
True.
You are supposed to give your clarity of this is where I want us to be. This is it. Do you want us to date
Or not.
or not?
Yeah.
You get, these are my plans. This is what I do. Does it sit with you? Not that I would end up dating somebody that our goals are not even the same.
True.
You get, so now people are avoiding this hard conversation, especially the conversation when it comes to situationship, especially the conversation of what are we,
Exactly.
the definition of it. That's just the first thing. What are we? Those conversations, because at the end of the day, why I feel people do avoid all these conversations, that the person that is, especially the person that is more emotionally attached, the person feels like, what if he is not? You start thinking of, you start giving yourself questions. What if, instead of actually talking it out,
Yeah.
you start assuming assumptions instead of communication.
I think assumptions is what usually used to happen in situationship, because
Yeah.
one party is always assuming, oh, I'm sure he's going to ask me out, or rather, the guy is like, I'm sure she's going to say yes. There's always this assumption that comes with situationship, because one person is always assuming things and trying to conclude that, okay, maybe this would happen, maybe that would happen, and at the end of the day, everything just falls flat and it doesn't even work. So I think that setting boundaries, like you mentioned, is really, really helpful. So if all the signs we've given to you and then you've seen them and you now know that you're in a situationship, one of the ways to come out of it, and Pecula just said, is to set boundaries and clearly now ask, do the hard conversation. A lot of people run away from it, but do not run away from it. So you're listening to us right now. Ask that guy, ask that lady, what are we? Let there be a clear definition of what you guys are doing. Are we friends? Is this how friends actually do? Or are we more than friends? And if we're more than friends, then what are we exactly? Are we in a relationship, or are we just hanging around? So ask the hard question, because it's for your own good. Else you're going to experience a very tremendous heartbreak. So for your own sake, ask the hard question. And for me, I think another way to come out of situationship. Now, as I said, if you've already discovered that you are in one, leaving it is actually very hard, or rather, coming out of a situationship is harder than going in. So I think another way to come out of situationship is to ask the Holy Spirit for help.
Yeah.
Because sincerely, I mentioned something that one of the dangers is you become too emotionally attached, and then trying to now detach yourself becomes really difficult. So I think at that point, you need to now really pray and ask the Holy Spirit to help your heart. So you're now praying to the Holy Spirit, or rather, you're praying to God and asking the Holy Spirit, please help me. Let me overcome my feelings, or let me stop liking this person. Because sincerely, when you're already in love, you're not seeing clearly anymore. Like your judgment is clouded and all of that. And now trying to now stop loving the person is really hard. So you need the help of the Holy Spirit. Because I know that I'm sure for those who are already in situationship, there are times you even tell yourself, oh, I'm not going to talk to the guy, or I'm not going to talk to the girl. But then that same you carry your phone and you message the person. So this is why you need the help of the Holy Spirit. Ask the Holy Spirit to help you, because it's not easy. Trying to stop loving somebody or trying to stop liking somebody is really difficult, because your emotions are already involved, your heart is already in it.
Yeah.
So you need the Holy Spirit to just help you. That's just what me I think sincerely. The Holy Spirit has to help you. So you can tell him, Holy Spirit, I like this guy or I like this girl, but he's not ready, she's not ready. But please, I want to move on. And trust me, he's going to help your heart. Because you see a lot of people when they say, oh, when their heart's broken, there's just this thing that the Holy Spirit does and they overcome it and they're fine. Spirit is your helper. He's going to help you out of that love. You're going to get over it instead. And when you get over it, you now realize that was I even in that situation? She's like, God, what was I doing? What was I doing rather? So what I'm trying to say is, if you are already in that situationship, ask the Holy Spirit to help you out of it. Ask the Holy Spirit to help you stop loving that person, so you can be free and find someone else who deserves your time and your love.
Yeah, true. Well, let's be frank. I want to say something. Yeah?
Okay.
So let's be frank. Right? We have talked about yeah, all that is doing, you spend most of your time thinking about this person. The first stage of relationship is always the heart,
Yeah.
butterflies in the stomach. You get, so you spend most of your time thinking about this person, but the person has other thing. You too, why don't you get other thing? You want to stop loving the person you have prayed, and of course, it's the matter of the heart.
Yeah.
You get, so
But then there's
get busy.
There's question of get busy. Busy with what? I'm sure some
Get busy.
people.
So now let's come down to Christian.
Okay.
In the church, get busy. Go and clean the church. Just enter the church and please avoid the places where it would make you feel like, it's me and this guy sat down there. That would take you
Bring
back
memories.
bring memories. But then get busy. See, there's one thing that I have known in church is that if you really get busy with church, aside from personal goals in your life, of course, you have to work on your goals in life. Now that you're feeling heartbroken, one of the best motivation is heartbreak. I mean, it's not good, but one of the best motivation to get things done is heartbreaks. So if you are trying to get the person off your mind, you go to church, go and clean church.
Be
join the
involved.
choir,
Yeah.
be involved, be the front person, be the person that they'll say, this one now over too. They don't know why you're doing too much. You're trying to get yourself. And also you have your goals. You have already had this conversation with this person, right?
Yeah.
What are your goals?
Focus on your own life.
Focus on you, do you. Because one thing with situationship, one thing with liking person, and one thing with the matters of the heart is that you keep on seeing this person, and most of your um goals in life, not really goals in life, but most ideas, you just tend to like just keep them
Keep
on
them
one
one
side
side.
so you
Yeah.
can focus on this so that this thing can work, right?
By the end of
But
the day,
at the end of the day, you will be seeing the person might probably be a pure walking red flag. And based on the fact that you like the person,
you won't see it.
if you keep on missing the signs, you would see wonders, my dear. Frankly, yeah.
Honestly, I think situationship is not something that anyone should be in because it does a lot and there's a lot of dangers in it. And we're already telling you how to come out of it, and then we've told you set boundaries to define relationship. I know Pekula also said something. Get busy. Because you're just spending time thinking about that particular day or thinking about that particular you still find yourself going back to the person again and again. So ensure you get yourself busy. He said something, get involved in church, join a unit, be active so that your mind is busy. Your mind will not have the time to be thinking about that guy. Because when you're occupied with something, you don't have time to think about something else. Because your mind is busy, you're active, you're doing this, you're doing this. And also those dreams and those goals that you have that you've pushed aside, get back to it. Your life needs to move on. Your life is definitely more important than that situationship that you're crying about. So please, what we're trying to say is ensure that you go back to your goals and be involved so that your mind will be busy. And I think another way to come out of this situationship is to surround yourself with godly people, right?
Yeah.
People that will talk you back to your senses, because the truth is when you are in love you can't see. So even when people are telling you this thing will not work out, this guy is just leading you on, this girl is not serious with you, you won't see it because you're always hoping that something is going to come out. I'm very sure he's going to ask me out. I'm very sure she's going to say yes. So you need to surround yourself with people that will talk you back to your senses, that will tell you this person is not serious, leave him, leave her alone. So surround yourself with godly people, even with pastors, people that will counsel you. Because when you tell them that, oh, this is what we're doing, or rather, this person is not really saying anything, but I'm just hoping, they'll tell you the truth and tell you that this person is not serious, leave him alone. You can also surround yourself to, by listening to messages. I mean, Pastor Kingsley teaches on relationship, and then he always hammers on the fact that sometimes some people are not serious. Don't waste your time with them. Don't waste your time. So when you surround yourself with people that will tell you the truth, it's easier to come out of it. But then if your circle is only just, people that will be motivating you and say, okay, don't worry, she's going to say yes, but don't worry, he's going to accept you. You will just find out that you are just in it and you can't come out of it, sincerely. So I feel like you need to ensure that your circle are godly people. You need to ensure that you have people that would talk you back to your senses and bring you back to reality.
Yeah, talking about circles, you need to have this type of friend.
Yeah.
You get, there's always this type of friend that is unapologetically him or herself, somebody that will definitely tell you the truth. Discuss with this person. I mean, when you're getting into relationship, you don't bring your stuffs out to the open or to a third party. You settle it between yourself. You have the communication. But if you see communication is not working, right? Take it to this your friend, and you know that this person will tell you the truth. That type of friend, that type of circle, or maybe they can all be the circle of your friends. You get,
and they'll be honest with you.
People that will be honest with you. Tell them and be like, okay, this is what is happening. What should I do? I mean, that would make more sense. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that's what you need to do. So the truth is our time is fast spent, and the issue of situationship is not something that we can just discuss in one episode, sincerely. So we're going to talk more about this in the next episode. So ensure you tune in and stay tuned. But then what we want you to know now in this episode is situationship is not a place that you should be. is not even something that you should involve yourself in. And peradventure, you're already in it. You need to come out of it. You need to, because at the end of the day, you get heartbroken. You keep having this hope that something will come out of it. Oh, it's going to ask me out, or something is going to lead. This is going to lead to something, good. But then it doesn't, and then your heart is shattered to pieces. So it is really advisable to come out of a situationship and ask the hard question: what are we? What are we exactly? What are we doing? Are we in a relationship or are we not in a relationship? So that you know what you stand and then your heart to be protected. So thank you for joining us. This is Evening Talks with Merit and Ife. My name is Merit and I'm here in the studio with
Peculiar.
Thank you once again for joining us. And don't forget, we're going to be talking on this topic next week. So ensure you stay tuned and join in next week. Thank you and bye for now.
Benefits boy Moses, please. Yeah. Oh, no. Yeah. Yeah. Have you seen my baby? Have you seen my love? Have you seen my woman, my personal gift from God? I'm more than no data blessing. This one a full package blessing. God so loved the boy, blessed me with the precious jewel. I don't find good thing. I'm no longer looking. I found my own flesh, the bone of my bone. Yeah. I don't find good thing. I'm no longer looking. I found the one that she they give me joy. I go carry on. Now you ain't get my house, nothing go tear us apart. I go carry on. My baby don't get played, she's looking so take If I did just 1,000 before we go just 10,000 together. Oh my darling, me and you go dating forever. I know they search you again. Everything I want all in order. My precious woman, my love. Hey, I don't find good thing. I'm no longer looking. I found my own.